everyone, and welcome back to my channel and welcome to Borneo. We got here yesterday. Things definitely didn't go to our plan yesterday. We were supposed to be in Vietnam today. We had to change our destination last minute on the spot at the airport. We ended up choosing Borneo. We had definitely considered traveling to Borneo during this trip, but for one or two reasons we decided not to. So it's quite nice that it's worked out in the end. But because we didn't plan to come here, I definitely hadn't packed some essentials that I will need for this trip, like some proper trainers, because we probably will be doing a lot of walking and hiking. So we're just on our way now to the shopping centre. So we're staying at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. The hotel itself isn't bad, it's just a little bit old. It happens to be in the centre of town, so it's in a really ideal location. We had breakfast there this morning. The breakfast really wasn't that great, unfortunately. The hotel itself just feels a little bit old and a bit tired, but we, I think, made the right decision going for a sea view room, didn't we? Because the view's really nice. And we're staying for 3 nights. We might move around Borneo, but we'll just go with the flow. As this was the last minute trip, we haven't, done too much research and planned ahead. So while we're here in Kota Kinabalu, we are continuing to do some research and then think about where we want to go next. So Borneo is known for its nature reserves and unique animals like the orangutans and what was the name of those elephants, babe? Pygmy elephants. They're like these tiny elephants. So we need to figure out if we want to go further into the jungles to see these animals. There are certain parks where you can view these animals without having to go too far into the jungles. And to be honest, I'm not someone that can, do really adventurous tours like that. So we're going to keep things quite Blessy friendly. The weather is really pleasant. It actually feels a lot more breezier than the weather in Kuala Lumpur. It's still warm. They're soon to be entering into their summer season, so it's not really hot right now, but it's definitely quite warm for us. It's about 28 to 30 degrees. So I just wanted to quickly show you which trainers I bought. I decided to go for these Nike ones in the end. They're so comfortable. I have no idea what they're called, but they have an incredible cushioning at the heels. So they're going to be perfect for walking. I also bought myself some shorts from Uniqlo. I bought this color and these beige ones as well. They're really cute. I love them. And I also bought a cap to protect myself from the sun. And just look at this t-shirt I found in Uniqlo. Guys, I love Miffy. And in this t-shirt, Miffy is traveling the world. So how fitting. Our room is really messy right now, so I'm not gonna show you everything, but I just wanted to give you a little glimpse of what I mean by the room being a little bit tired. As you can see, there's quite a bit of staining on the chairs. I haven't actually sat on there. And there's even rust on the table and this situation. And I also spotted this on the chair. So yeah, it's just a little bit tired. And everything just kind of feels a little bit old, unfortunately. If you have a look at these cupboards and stuff. But we did get the sea view room. I'm really glad we did because the view is really lovely and it's nice and bright, and it's just nice to have this view, especially if you're thinking of spending the day in your room. And that over there is a seafood market, which we're going to visit later, but this is the main port where you can catch a lot of your boat trips and stuff. So again, the location is really perfect. Hello, Mr. Hornbill. He's a bit vicious, isn't he? Oh my God, guys, look at this hornbill. This is the national bird of Malaysia. We've been looking for this specific one with this colorway and we've not seen it anywhere else. Ashisha's gone to find me some bug spray because we've been here for like 2 minutes and I'm getting eaten alive. I don't know what it is about me. Bugs just love to feast on me. Guys, did you know 97% of our DNA matches with the orangutans? It's crazy to think 3% difference can make us look like this. Guys, that's the only place with a little bit of shade that the orangutan has. You should really give the orangutan a few more trees, you know? I don't know, it just feels like it's restricted to that really small area there just because that's the only one that's got a little bit of shade and it's bloody hot today. Look at that tiny little baby monkey over there. It's so cute. By the way, these monkeys are called proboscis monkeys and they're native to Borneo. Only the male monkeys have the big noses and they use it to attract a mate. So big noses are attractive, okay? Let me see your big nose. Guys, look at these porcupines. They're all having a nap. You guys, we've just come back to the bears and they're still at the door. Obviously, encaging these animals is not fair, but if they were in the wild, they might not survive and go extinct because of the amount of deforestation we are doing is obviously not good for the wild animals. And you know, hunters also kill them for various different things. So yeah, it's really difficult. These two are just at the door, but there's a third one over there that keeps coming in and out and it's just repeating that same pattern. As I was saying, threat in the wild, habitat loss and poaching. And what can you do? Report any illegal activities such as poaching or keeping bears as pet to the Sabah Wildlife Department. Through the efforts of this centre, we are able to work towards sustaining healthy sun bear population in Sabah. This is how these bears are kept for their medicine in China, and they do it for their bile. So sad. So these bears are actually safer here, even though they might not look it. But there's a chance that these were rescued because when they're encaged, they obviously can't move much, and then when they're let out into like a slightly bigger space like this, they keep repeating the pattern because that's what they're used to. Look at the state of my leg. It's itching so much. They even got my face. Am I supposed to put bug spray on my face now? So we've ended up at this beach. We were trying to get back from the park to our hotel, but because the park was a little bit further out, we weren't able to get a grab, and for that reason someone who was working there offered to drop us back to our hotel, and on the way he said, do you want to watch the sunset at the beach? So we said yes please, and he's waiting for us over here. He's a local, he's not a Grab driver. So just want to take this time to tell you guys how lovely Malaysians are. Everyone that we've met has just been so helpful and just really incredible. Locals going out of their way to help you out. And yeah, so we're just sitting here watching this beautiful sunset. We're gonna have some snacks, and also it's our 5-year anniversary today, so it's a really special way of celebrating. If that person dropping us back to the hotel hadn't mentioned the beach or the sunset, we wouldn't have come here. So everything happens for a reason, and yeah, right place, right time. Our food has just arrived. We've ordered a few more things, but this is the first. Some crispy shrimp tacos. They look so good, and even better with this view. We've also ordered this shrimp coconut curry, and it's literally arrived in a coconut. Cheers!
It's a brand new day. Hey. Wake up every morning and say, it's a brand new day. Hey. Take a good day, make it great, okay? Cause if you got some lemons, make some lemonade. Yeah, chase those clouds away. It's a brand new day. Hey. It's a brand new day. It's a brand new day. Okay, okay.
So after about 1 hour 45 minutes of driving, we've arrived to this beautiful viewpoint of Mount Kinabalu, and it's just absolutely stunning here. If you've watched my vlogs before, you know I'm a mountain girl. Mountain view over sea view any day, and you can actually climb this mountain, but we won't be doing that today. And our driver said that we're so lucky because this morning he had a client who couldn't summit the mountain because the weather conditions just weren't in favor, and you know, they don't allow you to go to the top if it's not safe. And he just can't believe that he's coming back a couple of hours later and the mountain is so clear. And we said, well, luck always does seem to be on our side. So yeah, we're just really fortunate that we've been able to enjoy this beautiful view, because it has been raining all morning, and we've had clear blue skies. Absolutely stunning. If you want to climb this mountain, you have to do it with the tour guide, I think, and it takes 2 days and 1 night, so you have to camp on the mountain overnight. There's also like a little village here, so a couple of shops, some restaurants for, you know, food and drinks. So we might pick up a drink or two and then continue. By the way, the ride till this point was a little bit bumpy, so I'm not feeling my best at the moment, but I'm sure as soon as we spend a bit more time out of the car, I'll be fine. I think it's just like the high altitude and the bumpy ride that made me feel a bit sick. Looks like pineapple heaven, guys. Is that guava? Guys, this is a custard apple. There's so many different varieties of custard apple, aren't there? This is the most unique one that I've seen. Ashish is looking for the specific pineapples that he saw this girl with. He said the pineapple looked like massive, like it was pre-cut and the pieces looked massive. And I said to him, if it was me, I would have just asked the girl where she got it from. But he's gonna go around the whole place and make me go around with him looking for this pineapple. I think we're better off looking for that girl with the pineapple so that I can ask her. What was it like? Show me again. He's literally showing me in his hand the size of the pineapple that he saw and how it was cut. I said, well, what does she look like? And he said, I didn't look at the girl, I just looked at the pineapple. So I'm like pointing at people, asking if that's her, but he doesn't know. So we're gonna go around the market again, are we? I don't know, babe, you're the pro. Get a bigger one so you can eat it all day. Guys, in the end, I just asked this lady if she can cut big pieces. And she said she can, so we're getting this pineapple cut in the big pieces like Ashish wants them. Bless her, she's like properly cleaning it for you, babe. Are you happy we found your pineapple? She's literally giving. Oh wow. She's actually cut it up in a way where she doesn't touch the pineapple at all as well. Have you noticed that? Exactly, that's so good. She doesn't need gloves, she's a pro. One can't wait. Is it good? Mmm. Mind-blowingly delicious. It's sweet and tangy. Ooh. How beautiful is this garden, babe? Where? Oh.
So here we can see the growth process of the Rehabilitation.
Ah.
It starts from here, 1 month, and then
Looks
3
like a
months,
mangosteen.
yeah, and then 3 months, 5 months, 7 months, and lastly 9 months. So this flower takes 9 months to grow.
Wow.
And then after 9 months, it starts to open, and then after it open, it can last for 7 days.
Oh, and we're at the 4th day.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then after 7 days, it will become like this.
So we're literally in this person's house. This flower, which is like the world's biggest flower, has bloomed here. This little cat is following us. Has bloomed here. So it's basically an attraction because it's quite rare for this flower to bloom, and it takes 9 months for it to bloom. And once it blooms, it only lasts for 7 days, and we're on the 4th day. So it's really we're ready. Guys, this little kitten is following us everywhere. Oh
So
wow,
it's already has the black color because it's already for
it's
the-
dying.
Yeah, it's dying.
Oh
So here
wow.
you can see the baby.
Oh my
Yeah,
god,
this
there's
one,
so
that's
many.
This one is already 8 months. So there's 1 month left to become flower.
Wow.
So
And
there's a
that's a dead one
Yeah,
there,
that's the
isn't
dead
it? Yeah. And there's so many over there. So you guys get them a lot here.
Yeah,
Your land must be really fertile.
yeah.
Oh, that's so cool.
So this flower grow naturally.
This one here is ready to bloom
Yeah.
next month.
So the flower follow the roots to grow.
Oh,
The growth is
the
under
roots of the
yeah,
tree?
Yeah, the roots. Not the tree, but the root of the Rehabilitation.
Oh.
The liana.
Oh, well,
So the root is this one.
quite long roots.
It goes up.
This is the root of
Yeah.
the Rafflesia?
It goes up.
The
but
hanging one?
Yeah, the hanging one.
That's the root of the flower? Ashish, can you believe that? Guys, apparently this is the roots of the flower, the Rafflesia. I mean, that's the tropical jungle for you, isn't it? That's so cool. A sheesh with the biggest flower in the world. Yeah. So we just went for some egg fried rice, and Ashish and I just went for the same. Ashish also ordered some chicken, I think it's like spicy chicken. This is the restaurant we ate at, guys, and it really had some beautiful views surrounding. And I was really surprised with how good the food was. They do these sets, and most people were ordering the sets because, like, you know, I think they cook them in batch and they can serve them up really quickly. But we just went for fried rice, and it was really delicious. The chicken was yummy too. This is the oldest tree that they have in this area. Huge. Look at the roots of this plant. No idea what it is, but it literally looks like a ribbon. The rainforest is such an amazing place. And we can now see the canopy walk that we need to climb up to. Okay, I feel like I'm in the celebrity jungle. Oh my god, this is so shaky. So this is the hot spring area where you can bathe if you want to. The water comes from within the mountain. It's not a volcanic mountain, but the tectonic plates are definitely active because in 2016 they had an earthquake, and apparently a lot of children from Singapore passed away, bless them. But yeah, we didn't bring any swimming costumes, and to be honest, after that hot hike, the last thing I want to do is get into some hot water. My neck is so irritated, babe. Is it like proper red? I don't know what it is that I'm allergic to. Maybe it's my own sweat, and because like we're not used to sweating this much, it's just the skin is just irritated. So we just finished our dinner. Should I call it dinner? We just finished having some food at the seafood market, and yeah, we couldn't really eat much. It just wasn't what we expected. I think we were spoiled with amazing food at the street food market in KL that we kind of expected the same, but unfortunately it was nowhere near the same. The seafood was really fresh, but it just wasn't prepared in a nice way, or in a way that we like. And the surrounding table, and like there was just water everywhere from the ice of the seafood and stuff. Yeah, it just didn't feel really nice, so we give it a shot, because we'd heard lots about this seafood market, but unfortunately, yeah, but at least we've tried it. Now we're gonna go to the local Malaysian street food market, just to check it out. We're both kind of not really that hungry anymore, but we'll go and check it out anyway. Also, I have no makeup on my face because I think I've got like a heat reaction. It's like tiny little red bumps all over my body and face, so I've just got aloe vera on my face. Good morning everyone, our last day here in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, and I just wanted to show you this beautiful view that we've woken up to again today. It was a lot cloudy and a lot more sort of mystical and foggy this morning, as it has been other mornings, but it's cleared up quite a bit. Still no sun yet, but it does look just beautiful. Woken up this morning not having anything booked, so we booked our flight to Sandakan just now because we woke up and we were like, okay, we knew we didn't want to stay here too long because there isn't much else to do here, but we hadn't booked anything yesterday, and especially because I fell asleep last night as soon as I came to the hotel. So we've booked our flight to Sandakan, which is sort of further north here in Borneo. It's still Malaysia, and we are going to stay there for 2 nights, and we want to see the orangutan sanctuary. We also want to see the proboscis monkey sanctuary, as well as the sun bear sanctuary. So also that's the seafood market that we went to last night that I wasn't a fan of. If we were going to stay another day here, we would have visited the islands. So it's these islands over here. But to be honest with you, because we don't snorkel or swim, it would have been a little bit pointless for us. And also, if the weather had been clearer and a lot more sunnier, then you can stay on the beach and relax and enjoy the scenery. But because the weather is quite cloudy, it could also rain, so it just felt like the right decision to get out of here and go to Sandakan. And we're just going to check out now and maybe try and get a quick dessert. I just really fancy some coconut ice cream, and then we'll be on our way to Sandakan. Well, that was the shortest flight I think we've ever caught. It was slightly late, but we're here and it's nearly 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're going to try and order a Grab to our hotel, but that's proving a little bit of a challenge. I think we're having some network issues, but hopefully that will get sorted soon and we'll be on our way to the hotel. By the way guys, this internal flight was so cheap. It was actually going to be more expensive to pay to choose our seat than the actual flight ticket. I think it was only like £25. We've ordered the Grab, and the Grab is only going to be like £1 for our ride to our hotel. Malaysia is so affordable, it's unbelievable. to the hotel, and first impressions, the staff were really friendly and it does look super clean. So let's see what the room is like. So I say that because hotels here in Borneo and Sandakan, because it's a very small town, you know, you can't expect big city hotels. So far I'm impressed. So let's just hope the rest is going to be as nice. They've put us on the 7th floor and most rooms look quite empty. I hope we're not the only ones on this floor. Not bad at all. Very humid, so let's turn the aircon on. This is the view from our room. The pillow covers have some staining. Art. And the towels are different colours as well, but you know, I'm just being really picky and ungrateful really. I don't understand what this is. Is this damp? Ashish, is this damp? What is that? Damp. Yeah. As I said guys, you can't expect too much from small town hotels. And this was the best looking one from the list that I found. This is the bathroom. Again, not a bad size. It's just a bit old, you know. It's been lived in 2 nights. Staying here for 2 nights. We're doing this for the orangutans and the proboscis monkeys. So the size of this hotel is huge, and I was saying to Ashish, how come these massive hotels are just empty and you know it doesn't look like they are getting the investment that you know a good running hotel should. And he pulled up the map and he was like, this is why. And I just wanted to show you guys because you'll understand too, because unfortunately not much of the rainforest is left anymore. A lot of the land has been turned into farming land, and when we were driving through the mountain yesterday, we saw just fields and fields of palm trees for palm oil. And if you have a look at the map here, so this is Sandakan and this is where we're staying. All this area surrounding has been turned into farming land. Only this area here is what's left of the rainforest, and it's really sad, but if you have a look, it's all just farming land. There's like small areas of the rainforest, but not much is left of it, unfortunately. And this is why the orangutans are endangered, because their land is taken over by humans. So yeah, and this is why, you know, Borneo or places like this is not seeing as much tourism as it once used to, when it was really green and beautiful in a proper rainforest. And this is why hotels like this that are massive are not seeing the same amount of traffic anymore, and they're not able to receive funding for the upkeep and the refresh that these places need. So yeah, but we're here, so we're going to make the most of it and not be negative. I just wanted to explain the situation a little bit to you guys. Fun fact, Borneo is the only island in the world that's home to 3 different countries: Malaysia, Indonesia and Brunei, and it's the 3rd largest island in the world, and it's roughly twice the size of Germany. So we asked for a new room, and this one does seem a lot nicer. Well, it's the same, but you know, I saw them come out and they have recently just made sure that they've cleaned it properly, and the bedding seems a lot better here as well. So, but the safety lock doesn't work in this room again. I'm glad to know that there are other guests here, because that literally felt like we were on our own on that whole floor. We probably are still. The goal of life is living in harmony with nature after all the deforestation that's happened here. Another really sad visual here of deforestation, guys. This is supposed to be a rainforest park, but as you can see, there's hardly any trees that are tall enough, and they have this structure to climb and view the rainforest from up there, but it's not meant to be climbed anymore because all you would see is just buildings and deforestation. It's been a good workout though. Now I can justify indulging in dinner, or maybe this is just us burning off that ice cream we had for breakfast. It's been really nice though. We've seen quite a few locals here on their regular walk, and it's just been a nice activity to do rather than just, you know, sit at the hotel and wait for tomorrow to visit the sanctuaries. Our driver this morning recommended us this area for dinner. It's basically a fishing village and it's on a harbour, and these fishermen have these restaurants on the edge of the harbour. So we're just passing through the houses now. So there are a few restaurants here at the harbour, but we chose this particular one that's called the H88, and our food has just started to arrive. We've gone for salt and pepper king prawns, some egg fried rice, as well as soft shell crab, and the food so far is really delicious. It is a Chinese restaurant, and we noticed there were a lot of Chinese people in this area. Even at the park earlier, there were lots and lots of Chinese people, so it must be their kind of area, and the food is just delicious. Good morning everyone. Today we're at Sepilok Orangutan Sanctuary. We've arrived as early as we can. It's just opened, and if you ever come here yourself, come here early because they have the nursery feeding time in the morning at like 9:30, and then later on we're going to come back here to see the feeding of the more adult monkeys. So yeah, we're one of the first few to enter, and we're just making our way to the nursery now to see the little baby orangutan. So right now is a good time to come here, luckily, because it's not fruiting season, so the orangutans come out from the wild to get fed here at the sanctuary. So hopefully we'll be able to see quite a few. So we're at the Proboscis Monkey Sanctuary now. The other day I was pronouncing them Proboscis, I think. Now that I've heard people say, I know how it's pronounced. So this Proboscis Monkey Sanctuary was about half an hour away from the Orangutan Sanctuary, so it all ties in really well. And our driver is so knowledgeable. He's been doing this for a long time. And
12 o'clock in the car park.
okay, cool. Thank you so much. So he knew what time the feeding was, so he's got us here at the perfect time. It's 15 minutes before the feeding starts, so it's perfect timing. And we're going to watch this and then have some lunch afterwards. And then we're going to go back to the Orangutan Sanctuary to watch the second feeding of the day. I tried to capture on the way here the views that we saw from the car, and the surrounding fields were just covered in palm trees for palm oil extraction. It's just really sad that the Malaysian government hasn't been able to prevent this, and this is the main reason why it's affected the wildlife so badly here. The land used to be owned by Malaysians, but they all sold it to Chinese, who have turned the land into, just farming land basically, and cleared the rainforest. So it's really sad. For example, in India, if you're not an Indian, you can't buy land. So if they had prevented Malaysians from being able to sell to non-Malaysians, then I feel like the situation could have been better, but it's quite bad that the government let it happen, and now it's resulted in a lot of their rainforest being cleared. All this is mangrove area that they've cut down, and there's hardly any of it left now, which is really, really sad, because I'm sure the monkeys are really struggling, and not only the monkeys but all the other wildlife and the fish and the crabs that live in the mangroves. Malaysia as a country is doing really well. Its GDP grew massively in a short amount of time. And Malaysia is actually a country now that makes the largest amount of microchips and sends it to the US, even more than Taiwan. And a lot of tech companies have invested in Malaysia. So apparently the proboscis monkeys don't eat any sugar, so they don't eat fruit. In the wild they only eat leaves, but here they feed them cucumber and pancakes, but pancakes without sugar. You guys, there's so many here. We're back at Sepilok, and this lovely man here helped Ashish to spot a hornbill in the wild. So that's really cool. Ashish is so happy. He feels like he's achieved something major today. So we're currently walking towards the Sun Bear Sanctuary, and then we're going to go over across the road to the Orangutan Sanctuary again to watch the afternoon feeding. We've had lunch already. Our driver took us to this local Indian restaurant, and the food was really good. I didn't vlog because I was just really hungry and tired. We've got about 40 minutes here before we need to head back to the Orangutan Sanctuary for the 2 o'clock feeding. Guys, there could actually be snakes here. We did see a snake earlier. We saw the yellow snake, but my biggest fear would be if a snake was to drop on my head, that would be like enough to just kill me, really. The snake wouldn't even have to bite me. These bears are doing exactly what the other bears were doing at the wildlife park. It's just so sad. These bears don't seem to be repeating the same pattern as the other ones, and they're also together. So let's hope that they're on the mend. This whole video I've looked so sweaty and gross. It's like super humid, super hot, and I'm sweating all over. And there's only 2 seasons here in Borneo. There's summer and monsoon. Guys, just how tall the trees in the rainforest can grow. Taller than the Big Ben, 115.92 meters high, the tallest one. We are back at the Sepilok Orangutan Rehabilitation Centre. There seems to be a lot less people here at the moment. It's because you get big coaches arriving early in the morning and then moving on to the next destination in their tour, but not coming back. Whereas our driver was really good to tell us, that it would be a good idea to come back, and we agreed. Guys, this orangutan has a baby. Oh my god. Hello everyone, slightly different surrounding. So after our day trip visiting various different sanctuaries and different parks, we went back to the hotel, had a much needed shower because boy did we sweat today in that heat. And then we chilled out at the hotel for a bit, went out for dinner, that was just McDonald's, and then we got back to the hotel, quickly packed up our bag, and we decided to check out. We were due to stay in Sandakan tonight, but we decided there was no point. We wanted to get out as soon as possible just so that we don't waste a whole day traveling. So we're going to travel tonight, and our next destination is super exciting. I've been there before, but that will be in a different vlog. So overall, that concludes our stay here in Borneo. I just wanted to quickly wrap up all my thoughts and opinions on this island. So we are really glad that we came here. It was a last minute decision made at the airport because we couldn't travel to Vietnam, and we're glad we did it. Originally we were thinking about it, but we decided not to upon some research, but like I said, we're glad we came. It was a great option for us when we were stuck at the airport trying to figure out where we wanted to go. The amount of days that we had, this has fitted in perfectly. I would just say that we felt we were 10 to 15 years too late, just because the rate that the deforestation has taken place in this country has been pretty rapid, and that has resulted in massively affecting the wildlife, and people come here for wildlife, so I had heard great things about Borneo from my clients, and they had visited over 10 years ago, so they have amazing memories and stories that they've told me. Ashish and I really liked it here, and we got to see the orangutans, we got to see the proboscis monkeys, we got to see the hornbill. Like, we really enjoyed our stay here in Borneo, but I will say you shouldn't come to Borneo just for Borneo. Borneo is not what it used to be, and if you are in this neck of the woods, if you're traveling to Malaysia, Kuala Lumpur, Langkawi, tie it in. If you have a couple of days spare, tie it in. Definitely it's worth it. And if you go to Kota Kinabalu, you have to come to Sandakan, because Kota Kinabalu really doesn't have enough wildlife. For that, you have to come to Sandakan, and we are so glad that we came to Sandakan. The way we were able to see the orangutans in the natural habitat, whatever is left of it, was truly worth it. We could have gone on a night cruise and we could have done the Turtle Islands and stuff, but we were speaking to our driver, and even on the Turtle Islands, like back in the day, like a couple of years ago, you would see 8 to 10 like big turtles every day, but now you'd be lucky if you see one. There is still like loads of thousands of like baby turtles hatching every day and going to ocean, but you have to stay there for 2 to 3 nights to see that. So you need a lot more days, and we just didn't feel like we wanted to spend more days here. We were satisfied with the amount of wildlife that we got to see. So yeah, all in all, really happy that we did it, but it is just really sad that Malaysian government hasn't protected Borneo's rainforest, and if they had, then the tourism would be booming and it would just help everyone else in this country, you know. So hopefully things change. For example, EU has announced that they are going to stop all consumption of palm oil by 2030. So if there's no demand, deforestation won't take place, and hopefully, you know, the rainforest can get back to what it was. So yeah, those are my thoughts. A quick comment on the hotel that we stayed. In the end, it wasn't that bad. I think it's just because I came from a really nice hotel and then we had to stay in this hotel. It was tired, but I know I said the towels were discolored and everything, but the hotel overall smelled really nice, and even the towels in the bedroom and the bed smelled really lovely, and the staff was so helpful. So I can't really fault the service. It was just that the furniture and everything was a little bit tired. But if you come to Sandakan, then I will recommend staying at the Livington Hotel. Just, you know, ignore those few little things, because it is a small town. And don't expect too much from the breakfast at the hotel, because we tried to get breakfast this morning and they literally just had fried rice, which was fine. It, you know, did the job, but it's just one of those hotels. But all in all, we are really happy with our stay here in Borneo, and we're so glad that we were able to tie it in properly. I feel like it tied in our trip of Malaysia really well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to wrap up the video here because we are flying to Thailand. Where, what, when, I will let you guys know in the next video. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you don't miss any future videos, and I'll see you next time. Bye.